Hey, what's up everyone? Aaron here. So in this video, I'm going to talk about this slide from Simon, the remaining timeline for Celsius. I'm also going to touch on the Bitcoin ROI after each of the halving cycles, and then take a look at Webull over here and looking at some of the other Bitcoin mining stocks. So I want to really talk a little bit about the NewCo stock if we end up getting equity, taking a look at Marathon, Riot, and also Hut 8. These are three mining companies that were involved during the last cycle. The next Bitcoin halving, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, what that means. That is going to be around April 17th of next year. But before I dive into all that, I first want to remind you guys that are newer to the station that I have been in the market, in the Bitcoin market, for a really long time. So this is my Coinbase account. You can see bought my first Bitcoin here at $76. This is going to be on July 11th, 2013. So I even bought something a little bit before that, April 9th, 2013. I bought a Bitcoin for $234. And right here is Ethereum. So you can see I bought Ethereum at a price of $12.89. So this was July of 2016. And a lot of what I want to talk about and have talked about on the station before the Celsius bankruptcy stuff really started was learning from my previous mistakes, because I was selling all of this Ethereum at literally a loss. So I was a moron, and a lot of this is me trying to educate you guys about how not to do what I did. So buying Ethereum for $12 or buying ETH for $12, then selling it for $8, selling it for a loss, selling this for $9. So I was not intelligent, right? I made a lot of really, really dumb decisions because I just did not know what was happening. So I want to start out with that. I guess this gives me a little bit of credibility because that really ties into the halving cycles and me having seen a lot of these different cycles. So the first Bitcoin halving started end of November 2012. And again, I was buying Bitcoin around 2013. So I caught it right after this first halving cycle here. And then obviously I've been around for the other one in 2016. And then obviously most of us were around during 2020. So let me start out right here with Simon's video. So the remaining timeline for Chapter 11. So basically we have the next hearing is going to be October 16th. Taking a look at my phone, that is going to be around 6 days or so, 6 or 7 days from probably when you watch this. So we do have a week off, which is nice. So these are all estimates. We probably have the plan effective date or the plan going effective sometime in November. This is ideally. Then we have the first crypto distribution possibly in December. Again, this is like best case scenario. NASDAQ filing could happen around February or so, and then distributing our shares could happen the following month, possibly in March. So these are all estimates, assuming we don't get some insane objections from the SEC or the US trustee. If we do, then we could possibly just move to the orderly wind down. And if that were to happen, I would personally not be that opposed to it, but that is not up to us, the creditors. That is really up to the ad hoc groups like the Loan and the Earn ad hoc group, and also Celsius themselves. So they are going to determine whether or not we have to move to this orderly wind down. I talked about that in my last video. That would give people more upfront crypto, but we would get most likely less of an overall recovery. We would not get any NewCo stock, which could perform, again, very, very well, which leads me right here into, this is my Webull back office. Link below if you want to pick up Webull and get some free stocks. But anyway, guys, there are a couple stocks I want to look at: Marathon, Riot, and Hut Mining. So what I want to show you are where these stocks were at the halving, the Bitcoin halving that happened in 2020, which is the last one. And just because I'm lazy, if you don't know what the Bitcoin halving is, it basically reduces the pace of the Bitcoin issuance, meaning they have the Bitcoin issuance, they cut it in half, and it means that the price of Bitcoin will increase if the demand remains the same. So every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that is mined is cut in half. So May of 2020 was the last halving. And right around here, May of 2020, you can see here that Marathon was trading at around 30 or 40 cents, and it reached an all-time high of around $83. So can't do the math on the top of my head. That is like, I don't know, 200x or so, just making that up off the top of my head. It did obviously way better than the price of Bitcoin. Taking a look at Riot, it was trading at 50 cents, and then it reached $80, so that's around 160x, also much, much better than Bitcoin. Taking a look at Hut 8 mining, it was 30 cents as well, and then got up to $16 at its peak, which off the top of my head, maybe like 40 or 50x or so. So also did much better than just holding Bitcoin. So that's part of the reason that people are excited or possibly excited about some of these Bitcoin mining companies, possibly this NewCo where we're going to get some equity. So this is taking a look at the ROI of Bitcoin after each of the halvings. So the blue line is the first one that started in 2012. The red line starts the halving in 2016. And this orange line is where we are right now. So I'm going to talk a lot more about this kind of stuff after and even during this Celsius bankruptcy, because a lot of people, including myself, just want to get a little bit of varied content here. But what this shows is really when the peaks of these previous cycles were. So the halving, again, the next halving is going to be April 2024. So after each halving, the price of Bitcoin has, in the past, gone up quite a bit. Now for the 2021 peak, a lot of people thought it peaked out in April, but if I click November, it'll go a little bit farther here. So a lot of these new all-time highs seem to happen around 300 days or so after the halving. So that means around mid-2025, we should see, based on historical numbers, another really, really solid Bitcoin price. So that's why you'll hear a lot of other people talk about 2025 as a really high price for Bitcoin. So all the previous halving cycles were under a ZIRP environment or a zero interest rate policy. So a lot of these things could change right now. Interest rates are really, really high. Bonds are very low. The cost of capital is very high. We're not just like throwing money into things like we were back in 2020 and 2018 and all that. So we'll see what happens regarding the price of Bitcoin. Really, nobody can predict that. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what this means. This is a review for a lot of you guys. But I feel with me buying Bitcoin way back in 2013, buying ETH back in 2016. I've been around the block a little bit to talk about this stuff and talk about this stuff a lot more than I have in the past. All right, guys, that is it for the video. Just wanted to give you guys some updates into the next Celsius dates. We're going to be back in court in like 7 days or so. Also looking at Bitcoin mining stocks, what they've done in the previous cycles, and what maybe this NewCo will do since it's predominantly a Bitcoin mining stock. So I hope this was helpful. Hope you guys are doing well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.